guys, Lily back here at Hong Kong FinTech Week, and I have the pleasure of speaking here to Mr. Hao Chen, who is the Chief Data Officer of China Securities Credit Investment. How are you doing here today, Hao?
Very good, excellent.
Yeah. So, big data is a thing that, it's a word that we hear about a lot, right? So can you, make that more accessible? Tell us, what's your job like? Why do you like doing it? What is like to be a Chief Data Officer?
Well, data, we say, it's more like a fuel, right? Basically, that's the fundamental piece of today's business, right? The digital world, you need the data to essentially track everything you do and make a judgment, make a prediction. That's basically what the data does.
Yeah, it's information, right?
Exactly, it's information. That's the building block, the fundamental building block of the digital society.
Yeah. And so then, so what is it that you guys are doing with data that you find most exciting?
Of course, when you have data and you can use data to solve the real issue or real challenge, that's where you find, okay, data all of a sudden becomes something interesting. Okay, so for example, the company does is taking the credit assets, essentially an asset that most likely digitalized, right? That assets, you can take that assets from the generation phase all the way to trading phase to the management phase. In that whole credit, that life cycle of credit assets, that's where the credit service comes in.
Okay.
That's where the data, or data-driven credit service come in.
Right.
So everything that used to be done offline become an online service. But how do you do the online service? You need the data. You need the infrastructure. So data become the fuel, become the fundamental building block of that infrastructure.
Okay. So all these touch points, all these interactions, exchanges, services that need to happen, right? You're making sure that it's all being tracked, that it's all connected, so that it's usable and going to be helpful. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, absolutely. We're doing it at a more aggregate level. So what you talk about is more of a consumer journey or consumer experience. So when you buy something at the shop, at the retail store, at the e-commerce platform, or when you do a consumer finance, do a loan, right? That's your customer journey. So your touch points are tracked by all the service provider. And we do that at aggregate level. So we take that data and aggregate it, and at the asset level, we track the performance of the asset and make the investment easier.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Okay. And how did you get into this world then? Did you come from a finance background? Are you a tech guy?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a tech guy. Well, I'm from economics major.
Okay.
So I'm not a born data guy or born financial guy, right? So I first started my career in the data business in the US. So I worked for the top credit bureau in the US, Experian. So I worked there as essentially a statistician. Okay. So statistician play with numbers, doing models, all these fun things, and then start to evolve into where I'm today, right? But basically, no matter where I work, what I do, right, or which field I'm in, the fundamental skill is the same, right? Playing with the data, right? Doing the data business. That's basically what it is.
All right. So so many technologies and so many industries are really becoming data-driven, right? And so for young people who are wanting to get into this, because I think we need smart people who know how to work with data in the future, right? What's your advice to young entrepreneurs or people who want to maybe one day be chief data scientists?
Well, first you have to like data, right? If you are an artist, if you are right brain, thinker, and not like me, left brain, then you may not like the data career, right? But if you do like data career, you want to be a professional in this data industry, then you need to be good at math, computer science, all this, statistics, this type of a course, of course, are good for you, right?
Yeah.
And if you know a little bit more about industry, have a little bit better sense about how the economy works, that's even better.
All right. Well, it sounds like you had the great luck of finding the right niche and doing what you love.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So if people want to be finding out more about what China Securities and Credit Investment is doing, what's the best way for them to do that?
Or get on our website.
Get on your website.
Yes, get on our website.
All right. Thanks, you guys, for following along. Don't forget to hit subscribe and get more videos and more great interviews from Hong Kong FinTech Week.